Hi all, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, we will understand the interaction models. So let's get started. Interaction is the communication between the user and the system. As we have seen in our previous videos, both humans and machines are complex and they view the problem domain and task differently. So, interaction models help us to understand what is going on in the interaction between the user and the system. They address the translations between what the user wants and what the system actually does. They also provide us with a framework to compare different interaction styles and to consider interaction problems. There are some common terminologies used in interaction models, so let us understand them. Purpose of an interactive system is to aid a user in accomplishing goals from some application domain. Application domain is an area of expertise and knowledge in some real-world activity. Tasks are the operations to manipulate the concepts of a domain. Goal is the desired output from a performed task. Intention is a specific action that is required to meet the goal. And lastly, task analysis involves the identification of the problem space for the user in terms of the domain, goals, intention, and task. The two main components of the interaction are the user and the system. They are described in terms of the language known as the user language or the task language and the system's language or the core language respectively. The task language describes psychological attributes of the domain relevant to the user state, whereas the core language describes computational attributes of the domain relevant to the system state. Now let us understand the interaction model. One of the most influential models of interaction is the Norman's model of interaction, or also known as the execution evaluation cycle. We have already covered the execution evaluation cycle in depth in our previous video. Link in the I button, do check out if you haven't. As we already know that the interactive cycle is divided into two major phases, which are execution and evaluation. And they are further divided into 7 stages as follows. The goal is a notion of what needs to be done and is framed in terms of a domain in task language. However, goal is liable to be imprecise and therefore the goal needs to be translated into more specific intention and the actual actions that will help us to reach the goal. Once the action is performed, then the user perceives the new state of the system. If the system state reflects the user's goal, then the machine has done what we wanted it to do and the interaction is successful. Else we formulate a new goal and repeat the cycle. Let us understand better with an example. If you are sitting reading as the evening falls and you need more light, then the goal here is to get more light. To make our goal more specific and actionable, we specify an intention, that is to switch on the desk lamp. Next, we perform the action, that is pressing the on button on the desk lamp. Now, after performing the action, we perceive the state of the world. That is, we check if the light is turned on or off. If we perceive that the light is off, then we may interpret that the bulb is blown out, which results in formation of another sub-goal, that is replacing the bulb that is worn out. And if we perceive that the light is on, then we may interpret that the lamp is working. Now, we evaluate our interpretation if our goals are satisfied or not. Is the light enough for us to read properly? If the goal is satisfied, then we end our cycle here. But if the goal is not satisfied, then we form a new goal, that is to get more light and to switch on the main light. Norman also uses this model to demonstrate why interfaces cause problems to the users. He describes them in terms of the gulfs of execution and the gulfs of evaluation. The gulf of execution is the difference between the user's formulation of the action to reach the goal and the actions that are allowed by the system. If the actions allowed by the system correspond to those intended by the user, then the interaction will be effective. The interface should therefore aim to reduce this gulf. The gulf of evaluation is the distance between the physical presentation of the system state and the expectation of the user. If the user can readily evaluate the presentation in terms of his goal, then the gulf of evaluation is small. The more effort that is required on the part of the user to interpret the presentation, the less effective is the interaction. Thus, our interface must aim to reduce both gulf of execution and gulf of evaluation. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and if you have any doubts, please do let us know in the comment section below. If you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to like and share the video with your friends and subscribe to Be the Best channel for more such videos. Meet you in the next video of the HMI series. Bye-bye.